Hello again, folks, and welcome back to Let's Play The Outer Worlds. I'm your Game Master Darius. Last we left off, I forgot why we were sneaking around. But we're sneaking around, apparently. Right. We're finally in one of the, locations. Not that one? I'm trying to remember which one of these we were in. This is suck. Probably should have gone over my quests beforehand, but that'd have been a smart idea. Right. We're now in the CHEM lab on Gorgon and trying to unlock the security office hall and send an override authorization so that we can continue along our way. There's a lot of robots in here. If you'll remember the last time we had to deal with the robots, it was not a fun time. So I'm more or less just hoping that maybe, maybe, ow, we can find that override. Actually, why don't we, can we set that? Override the automations is over meandered over. This is fine. Only sneaking our way through a hell of a lot of tunes. Should be fine. He said, constantly just reassuring himself because he remembered the last time that was a thing. Good guy. I know it's weird of me not,
Unexpected. Investigating.
Do not investigate. Do not investigate.
No dissidents found.
Holy shit. Can't believe I managed to do that.
Traps ahead. Maybe behind, too. Traps just about everywhere, Captain. Sure thing.
Just get in the damn door. Alright, are these ones I can disable, or... No, doesn't look like it. Hit. Just a mild hatred. I'm not sure what it is I'm looking at /4. All right. There we go. Freaking A.
Sorry, boss, I can't do that.
What do you mean you can't do that?
Sure.
Just follow along.
In a jiff.
It's only a little alarming that there's still robots ahead. But I guess that's to be expected. Yoink. Alright. Security status. All password protection has been disabled by order of Lawrence Goodfellow. Privacy is a privilege that must be earned. Lift access restrictions. Disable auto-mechanical hostility protocol. Awesome. Disabled. Good. Right? That's a good. I don't know. Part of me was suddenly thinking that maybe the protocol in the first place was to murder everyone in sight. I really wanted that Adreno-Time, apparently. Trooper stuff. Tanaka's Peacekeeper. Ooh. Power grip, Mr. Ouch. That's a pretty cool spear. But not what I'm meant on doing, but okay. I totally don't hear Primals. No Primals whatsoever.
His old office.
Come in.
Moving out.
Whew. Anyways.
You're remarkably intent on scuttling my every plan to end you. How inconsiderate.
I do that.
After I've gone to so much effort to see Gorgon rest in peace. Why do you insist on waking it up?
The Gorgon's
Yes.
been a ruin for years and years. You think they've been here the whole time?
Probably.
Project Gorgon's dead, right? It's shut down for good. There's no way anybody could get this place running again.
Loot, loot, loot.
Night falls on Gorgon. Though I suppose it's always dark here in the void. The lab is empty, and I am at last alone. I'm preoccupied with thoughts of the single-celled xenocytes that make their home here on this rock. These primordial creatures persist despite the hostility of their surroundings. No, they require adversity to thrive. Perhaps that's why our bodies react to theirs. There is a harmony in us. The law didn't craft us for the void, yet we scrabble across its cold worlds, building, persisting, as the xenocytes do. We live. Against all odds, we live. But for how long?
Getting a little existential. Admin functions. Override lockdown. Yeah. Return to root. Messages. Why not? Incoming. Updated security protocols. Pursuant to last week's incident, new security practices are now in effect. All lab personnel must tidy their workstations at the end of their shift, close and lock all drawers, safes, closets, vents, and lab doors before leaving at the end of the day. All visitors must be accompanied. Furthermore, any laboratory tech accompanying a guest who has not received a certification is either self-defense or hand-to-hand combat must also be accompanied by a member of the security team. All confidential information must remain as such. Do not discuss the nature of our work outside or inside the job, except to warn peers of imminent danger, such as fire, chemical spill, or suspected corporate espionage. Sorry. All lab techs are to isolate themselves until further notice. Any laboratory tech found fraternizing in groups of 2 or more, or found speaking with the same person more than once, will be reprimanded to spacer's choice. Finally, unless you are actually physically sitting in an interview session pre-approved by me, do not speak to the fucking journalists. AT concerns. Jasper, I dug into the volunteer data Marion sent over. You were right. The current formulation is resulting in alarming outcomes even by SC standards. Priyantha and I performed a handful of autopsies on this week's deceased and made a few notable observations. In one case, that of a young man in his early 20s, we noted a degree of gray matter loss one would expect to see it in a man of 70. His brain also had atrophied to a shocking extent, again as one might expect in such an older man. In another case, that of a woman in middle age, the subject was no longer able to achieve natural sleep. After 11 consecutive days of wakefulness, she was no longer able to distinguish her violent hallucinations from reality. Yet even as she spiraled, she demanded additional injections. I was sure our last tweak would reduce the incidence of violence among the volunteer population. We might attempt to further refine the compound through partitioning, though I'm doubtful that will be efficacious. Violence aside, I'm growing increasingly concerned by the habit-forming nature of the compound. What do you think? Monthly physicals, high priority. Materials we work with are dangerous and will result in permanent injury, disfigurement, or madness when handled for extended periods. Therefore, all laboratory personnel will now report to the project physician, Dr. LeBlanc, for monthly physicals and psychiatric evaluations. I do this out of an abundance of caution. Schedule your first appointment immediately and notify me when you do. I have access to your medical records, so I will know when you shirk. Do not make me drag you to his office myself.
Since we've been traveling together, we've visited a lot of places that set my teeth on edge. This here makes my skin crawl.
Halcyon's got no shortage of creepy science labs, boss. But this place? There's something real twisted about this place.
Something went very wrong.
You know me. I don't got a head for science and formulas and whatnot. But even I can tell that something went horribly wrong here. And a lot of people got hurt.
The folks down here dedicated their lives to fixing Halcyon. They were supposed to be the company's best and brightest. How'd they lose their way?
They're pushed to do the impossible by people who weren't accountable.
That might have been enough for me back in Edgewater. But after all we've seen of Halcyon? Captain, someone should have said no.
I don't know if anybody's gonna take the fall for what happened here. Could be Miss Ambrose if she's not careful.
Let's get that journal before we jump to conclusions. Also, I thought the thingy I had pressed had made it so as the robots were not going to try to kill me.
That's clever.
Hello?
Has there ever been an experiment involving primals that wasn't a total catastrophe?
I don't know. That's why we quick save in these situations. And switch to the hammer. Yeah, I can do all I want to see about the, I can do all I want to see about the robots being deactivated, but, Primals, that's another story. If it gets close enough, I'll have Felix stun it.
Out of my way!
Darn it. Only slight worry there. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Aqua Regia. Another special. Putrefaction by swinging action. Oh, Jesus. 672. $672. A bit much. All was down here besides this sword. Found more bits, I guess. Well, because I'd like to shut down the robots in the facility. I don't know why. Damn it. I thought that was a thing. Alright. I mean, I suppose I should be rather proud of the fact that I was able to sneak out of there. Or sneak into there anyways without repercussions. Continued lack of repercussions. Is there a way out that does not require us to go through... Oh. I feel like I should be worried. Game's doing that thing with visual storytelling. Light. Was it the contagions or the blights that were worse? Body. I think I need something else. Natural health regeneration, why not? Yeah, here we go. Stun away. Huff, 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 huff. Ah, god damn it. Right. Primals.
Easy now.
Why is making bigger, better, and worse than ever? That's always fun. I mean, what? I could probably try to stealth over to the one over here? That was a good sneak. That was a good sneak. Ah, balls. Heckin' die.
You're going down.
Ah, shit. More like boss everywhere. Woo! That was a chore. Seriously, who the hell was the idiot that gave the goddamn primals? Oh yeah, we met him. We gave primals Adreno-Time. They need to be fired out of a cannon. Ugh. Oh, son of a biscuit.
You know, when we walked into the lab, I thought, what's the worst thing we could run into? And of course, the answer had to be Primals.
The answer is always primals. And right out the butt. Oh, why? Part of me wishes to get bonuses for sneak attack from experience points per view. Per view? Point of view. That said, again, the fact that there are so many primals down here, I half expect some sort of massive killing machine. But all I'm seeing so far is mechanicals and
Unexpected.
Here they come!
oh shit. Okay, mechanicals.
The effects of Compound X are inescapable. The refined excrement of the xenocyte life form. It's a fine powder, very fine. It finds its way into absolutely everything. Even in the water now, and the air. It settles like a veil over all of Gorgon. The laboratory techs get the worst of it. We all appreciated the boost to mood and productivity at first, but we're at each other's throats in an instant now. I've had to break up 2 fistfights this week alone. This aggression must be inherent to the formula, to Compound X. How do I stop it?
Critical update. This is an automated message triggered, blah blah blah. Congratulations, contingency number 77-1 abundance of raw material is now in effect due to a higher than projected volume of Compound X harvested. Your production quota has been raised by 200%. Please bear in mind that bi-weekly quota reviews are automatically generated and forwarded to Project Gorgon Administration and the Office of Creative Incubation. Any dereliction in production will be reflected in a review. You did a good job. Here's more work. 1 log remaining. Expose chemical X sample to N-ray concentrate for 30 seconds. Consulted research notes. Notes incomplete and damaged. Exposed to this thing for 60 seconds. Sample failed. Toxicity levels high. Exposed Compound X sample to attempt number 90. Woke up, fell asleep at table. Sample failed. Overexposure to lab atmosphere. Toxicity levels high. Disposed. Researchers addendum. Unplanned sabotage event destroyed. Any relevant research notes forced to rely on outdated notes. Expected time lost 6 to 16 months. Attempted to replicate research unsuccessful. Will try again after resting eyes for a minute. Well, alright then. 1 second, wasn't there, Wasn't there one of those things that we're supposed to be collecting in here? Okay, that's the way out. Or am I an idiot and I've already collected it? I'd love for a way to center it on me. Or at the least make it so as this is a lot less frustrating to work with. Yeah, because we are here. We want that. Don't know how the hell I nearly forgot it. There was another... yeah. That's a big robot, too. I'd rather not anger that. Another one up, 2 or so up there. As long as they're not right on this platform, we can pass by with a little bit of ease.
Oh, unexpected.
Bitch tits.
Everyone all right?
I like to think so. Quick loot. The joys of looting with a hammer in hand. Diagnostics. No samples. Why, hello.
Roscoe, it's Georgie. If you're hearing this, you must still be holed up at the Sprat Shack. And you're not gonna like this one bit. I was trying to steal our recordings when things went crazy. I know. Like I said, sorry. And I'm gonna be in a heap of trouble if I don't get them, so if you want to save my bacon, you need to do it for me. I need the 3 interviews we did with Ambrose, this one here, plus another recording of my own. I left that last one with a guy who owed me a favor at the garbage processing office in the chemical waste ravine. I'll leave an automech near Stellar Freighting. It'll want all 5 recordings, plus a passphrase. Glacial Age. Oh, and don't listen to my log, alright? Just stay safe and keep your head down.
I can promise one of those. Just one of those things. Ooh. Alrighty. Is that all was in here? Well, I suppose there's a bunch of computery stuff. Too low. Subject, can we please? Dr. Lowe, I think I speak for all my colleagues in the laboratory when I say I'm worried about the OCI's treatment of our facilities. I can understand dismissing 10% of our staff as a punitive measure. I can understand cutting our deadlines in half in order to motivate us. But, and forgive me, Dr. Lowe, but I can't understand demanding that we send human inquiry our untested compounds. Many of these compounds aren't tested because we know they're failures. Increasing production means proportionally decreasing quality of enrichment, which means lower capability with human metabolism, which means higher rate and intensity of dangerous and potentially lethal side effects. Compound X is a highly complicated formula harvested from the waste of xenocytes. It's complicated because, unlike over 50% of Space's Choice nutritional catalog, the compound was not designed for human consumption. If the good people at OCI understand the complexity of the compound we're dealing with, there's a chance they'll give us the time and resources we need. We just need to get them to understand. This is a problem of miscommunication, Jasper. Just let me go up there and give them a presentation. I'll use markers and everything. What do you think? Can we do this? Dr. Pahlavi, the OCI are comprised by a gaggle of carrion feeders. You go up there with your markers and your charts and your diagrams. They'll chew the flesh off your bones and then charge me for the meal. It is absolutely critical that I finish my research in peace and as soon as possible without interference from OCI. So, to answer your question, no, we fucking can't. Cool. Personal logs. Work fortifies the spirit, huh? From T. Meadows. Today we received our updated timetable for management, courtesy of Dr. Goodfellow. 6-week deadlines are now 3 weeks. Some of my colleagues have been sacrificing sleep in order to meet those deadlines. Others have been medicating themselves with very small doses of enriched Compound X in order to combat the fatigue. Work fortifies the spirit, so we will carry on. I count myself fortunate to have been spared in the decimation. My former colleagues have nowhere to go. Their departure corresponded with a few critical doses of enriched Compound X disappearing from our storage. Correlation does not imply causation, so I will not imply theft. I'm concerned by the side effects of Compound X. Even if it is refined state, repeated use damages the synaptic patterns of the brain. Paranoia, violence, psychosis, and intense anxiety will haunt a repeated user for the rest of their short lives. Our enrichment process does not combat the side effects of Compound X. We were close to a breakthrough, but the damage to our research terminals is irreversible. My hope is that Human Inquiry will see the effects of this compound in their own tests and report these tests to Creative Incubation. If Incubation is as chilled by these results as I am, they may provide us with more time and more resources. From B. Gauthier. A moment of silence for my recent batch of enriched Compound X. The elegant complexity of your molecular structure manifested in hallucination of my own sleep-deprived mind. 30% lower rate of addiction, 75% compatibility with human metabolism, and the side effect coefficient of just 0.65. You are our most promising compound yet. Human Inquiry would have been delighted to pour you into a syringe and stick you inside a test subject. You were destroyed in an unplanned sabotage event, which is to say that Mr. Mosley's fancy tables couldn't predict this would happen. You were almost perfect. Our lab will never see the likes of you again. Compound X is notoriously difficult to enrich. Its molecular structure is fussy. In small doses, the compound provides a massive boost of energy and productivity. The clever buggers at OCI did not seem to understand this principle and have asked us to increase our dosage with every batch. High dosage is even harder to enrich, and a poorly enriched, poverty-stricken chemical has none of the protective layers that inhibit dangerous side effects. So what we have is a cocktail of very bad side effects chased down with one massive rush of euphoric energy. Pleasant, but incredibly dangerous. I can only hope HIA's reports agree with my assessment. So yeah, So the labs themselves seem to have cared significantly about what the hell Compound X was doing. The higher ups were just like, nah, fam, increase that volatility. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and save and call an episode here. When we return, it's off to the other facility where we shall hope for not only more answers, but also maybe, just maybe, I don't know, more answers is really what I'm looking for at this point. Thank you everyone so very much for watching. I hope you're all enjoying this series as much as I'm enjoying playing it, and as always, I hope to see you all in the next video. Take care. Cheers.